me introduce myself. For those who don't know me, my name's Rick. I am Chef on a Budget. I know it's not a very creative name, but well, it is what it is. And I've decided to do this after lots of my friends seeing me cook on Facebook have asked me to share recipes. Now, I think it's very important these days that children have the skills to cook, so please get your kids in here. I'm not going to do anything that's, really difficult. Disclaimer, I was a chef for 17 years, horticulturist for the last 14. But with the epidemic of childhood obesity in Australia, I think, and all around the world, I think it's very important kids learn to eat right. And adults lose the excuse. You'll love it, your kids will love it, you'll save thousands of dollars a year, and your kids will be healthy. And there's nothing better than when you do have a treat and you take your kids out to a nice restaurant, they sit down and they order some seafood or something. Like my kids have eaten snails, jellyfish, all of their own accord. Why? Because I didn't bring them up on chicken nuggets and tomato sauce. You, parents, have a job to do. So hopefully I can help you. It's cheap, it's easy, and let's do this together. And hey, if you've got any questions, just post in the comments section. This is my first video, so I thought today I would start with a chicken stock. It is the base for a lot of cooking. There's no preservatives, there's no nasties. It's easy to make. I mean, it cooks itself. So, I mean, why wouldn't you? Your family are going to think you're really cool, that you know your stuff. But yeah, as I said, any comments, put them in the comments section. I'm happy to answer any questions. Eventually I'll get recipes down, I'll put some photos up, etc, etc. And I'd love to see your photos. So if you do something at home that I've shown you, or you've got any great tips, or you've got a recipe you'd like to request, please feel free to shoot me a message at Chef on a Budget on Facebook. That's all I've got at the moment, because we'll see how this goes, and we'll see what we can do. All right, let's get into cooking. Okay, I know you can't see my face, but here's the chicken. What we're going to do to start with, sharp knife down in between the legs, the leg and the breast, make an incision like so, and just pull back until you see the bone pop out. The joint, I should say. Same the other side. Pull back, pop goes the joint. Straight through the joint. You have thigh and leg, otherwise known as a Maryland. Straight through the joint. Number 2. Down one side of the bone, and just let it glide, because you'll find the wishbone at one side. And all you do, very simple, and then straight through the wing joint. There's your breast or supreme with the wing attached. Same the other side. Down each side, through the wing joint. There you have it. There you have one chicken carcass. So we'll be using these. I've got 3 more to do. I use these to make my stock. Here, I'm just gonna lop the wing off, and I'll do something yummy with those for my kids. Probably marinate them, do some hot buffalo wings or something. Okay, you see the line of fat through there? That's where the joint is. Straight through, leg, thigh. Same again, line, through, leg, thigh. Easy. You can de-skin these, take the bone out, dice it up for curries, do whatever you want with the legs, barbecue chicken legs, whatever you want. And then of course you've got your breast, you can take the skin off, chicken breast. So for $25, I'm getting 8 breasts, 8 legs, 8 thighs, 8 wings, and 4 chicken stocks, 4 chicken carcasses for my stock. Now, if you were going to buy that all broken up from a butcher, get your wallet out, because it's going to cost you some bucks. Righto, next step. Easy on. I think she wants some more chicken. Next step, I've got my chicken carcasses in this big tray. It is a big tray, but I make a lot of it at once because, I mean, if you're going to make it, you may as well make a lot. That's the way I look at it. I've got a freezer. I'll pour it into takeaway containers. I'll pop it in my big freezer I've got in my garage. I think my freezer I bought on one of those Facebook's buy, swap, sell things. I think it cost me like $100. It's like a 300 litre freezer. It's brilliant. And if you can get one of them in your garage, then you can do all this sort of stuff, and you spend a little bit to start with, but you'll end up saving thousands of dollars. So, baking dish. I have my 4 chicken carcasses, I have a whole bunch of celery, I have cut the head off, the leaves, with a bit of stalk, because I don't want to roast those because they're just going to burn before anything else even starts getting any colour on it. I've got about half a dozen onions, half a dozen carrots. You'd normally put leek in here too, but as I said, chef on a budget, $2.50 each for leeks today. I'm not going to put leeks in, I just threw a couple extra onions in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this straight into my preheated oven that's at about 200 degrees. Straight in. Now, I'll come back and I'll check that every 20 minutes or so. Move everything around so everything gets good colour. We want nice dark colour on it without burning it, and that's going to give us that deep, rich colour in our stock. But also, you're going to have stock that tastes like roast chicken dinner versus just white chicken stock. Much more interesting, much more tasty. I'll get back to you when that's done and we'll do the next step. Okay, so I've got everything in the oven browning off, and I've just quickly gone through and got the rest of my chicken ready to freeze down. So I've left a couple of breasts out because I'm going to make something with that for dinner tomorrow night for the family. So I've got half a dozen breasts here that I've individually wrapped, just so you can take out one at a time and they defrost a lot quicker. I've got my bag of thigh, my bag of drumsticks, and my bag of wings. So I've just labelled them, written on there with a marker what it is and the date I've frozen it, and that's it. I'll pop it in the freezer. Okay folks, so as you can see, it's all roasted off, it's nice and golden brown. You don't want to burn any of it because it'll just end up bitter. So I've got my nice big stock pot here. I'm going to now put all this into my stock pot. I will scrape out all the bits of veg that are left in the bottom of the tray once I get all this out, because all that left behind is just pure flavour. And then to that I will fill up with water, cold water, bring to the simmer. I'll add some peppercorns, bay leaves, parsley stalks. You can add a little sprig of thyme if you like. We'll simmer that for, I don't know, 3 hours, 2-3 hours, and then we'll strain. Okay, so our brown chicken stock has come to the boil. Now we don't want it to boil, we want it to simmer. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drop the heat. It's very easy with a gas stove, it's instantaneous. If you've got an electric stove, just drop it down on low. You want to make sure you've got some movement in the water, right? You don't want a rapid boil, great for cooking pasta, not so great for cooking a stock. Any impurities that rise to the surface, any scum or gross looking bubbly stuff, just scoop it off and chuck it down the sink. And if you are boiling, then that will boil back through your stock, can make it extremely cloudy, and there's a chance it can send it bitter. All right, so that's it ticking away. Now we're just going to leave that for a few hours and we'll come back and we'll strain it off, get it in containers, pop it in the freezer, and we will have homemade fresh brown chicken stock. Okay, so my stock's been simmering on the stove now for a good 2.5-3 hours. So I'm just going to strain it off into another pot, just because I don't have a bucket. And then I'm going to ladle it out into some takeaway containers. Just spilled it everywhere. Okay, so I've strained that off. So here I have my brown stock. So now I'm just going to fill my takeaway containers. So I'll go through, I'll fill the rest of my containers, going on what I have there. I have nearly 3 litres there, and I have easy another 5 to 6 litres in there. So let's say I've got 10 litres of stock. It's cost me, I figured out to make this stock, it was $9.75 to make all this stock. What's that, 90 cents, 90 odd cents a litre? So if you bought the equivalent in, say, Campbell's Real Stock from Woolworths Supermarket, it's about $4 a litre and tastes horrible. Tastes nothing like this because it's not real. They say it's real stock, this is real stock. So 90 odd cents a litre, and you've got fresh stock in your freezer for as long as you need it. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to do my next video soon, which will be a traditional Italian tomato sauce. So that's another one you can freeze down. So thanks for watching. Chef on a Budget.